Hola,
Ups. Hola César.
¿cómo estás?
Bien, ¿cómo estás tú?
Bien.
Muy chévere, muy bien.
Bien.
Ah, César, estaba, estaba escuchando las charlas de la mañana y también esta tarde escuché uno de los libros de Ratanlal,
Ujú.
algo, ¿cómo se llama esto? El ser y el ego, una cosa así, algo así. Eh, no me acuerdo del título. Bueno, pero bueno, esto es lo que en uno de los párrafos explicabas sobre la polaridad de la mente, ¿no? Que la mente crea el problema y luego crea la solución. Eso es lo que nos has contado también antes tú, ¿no?
Gracias.
Y entonces, también, por otro lado, escuché sobre, creo que había un discípulo de Baba, creo que era, o de Ramana, perdón, de Ramana, eh, que se le apareció Krishna, pero luego también se le apareció otro personaje, ¿no? Que era casi lo opuesto de Krishna. No recuerdo el nombre tampoco. ¿Perdón? ¿Perdón? No te escucho.
Rama.
Sí, exacto, sí. Entonces, eh, y entonces Ramana le dice, bueno, es porque de todas maneras estas apariciones, estos personajes son impermanentes, no van a durar porque son la mente. Y entonces, lo que más o menos me viene a la mente es esto de la idea de la polaridad, de la polaridad de la misma mente, ¿no? Que, bueno, si se te presenta A, se te va a presentar también menos A, como que siempre te va llevando como un péndulo, ¿no? De un extremo al otro, ¿no?
No, no tiene nada que ver con eso.
¿No?
Lo que quiere decir es, Krishna apareció, Rama desapareció. Perdón, Krishna apareció y desapareció. Rama
Ujú.
y desapareció. Todo lo que aparece y desaparece es ilusorio, ¿sí? Aquello que ve es real. ¿Quién es el que ve?
Sí.
No, no tiene nada que ver con una cosa y la otra.
O no. Entonces no tiene que ver con la polaridad.
No,
Simplemente estaba hablando de ahí de la ilusoriedad de la mente, que no, o sea, que no importa lo que se aparezca, ¿no? Que te guste o no, igual es la mente, eso es el mensaje.
todo lo que aparece y desaparece es ilusorio. Aquello que es real es permanente. Aquello que ve lo que aparece y desaparece es permanente, por ende es real. ¿Y quién ve todo eso? Yo, ya que yo soy la realidad misma. Esa es la historia de Papaji y Ramana Maharshi, el señor Ratanlal.
Ok.
Así en uno de sus libros.
Ujú. César, y entonces la polaridad, la mente siempre trabaja en polaridad también,
La mente trabaja en dualidad. La mente es dualidad. La mente como ego es dualidad.
pero no necesariamente en polaridad, o sea, es decir, opuestos.
Sí, sí, siempre hay un concepto y una contraparte del concepto, incluyendo realidad e ilusión. Se llaman las díadas. Bueno, malo, correcto, incorrecto, moral, inmoral, acepto, rechazo, amo, odio.
Ya.
Y ya viene manos a verte caminando. Llama muy bien y te va a sacar a caminar. Ya estás obstinado.
Es como, imagínate que la conciencia sea como un diagrama de Venn, ¿no? Y en estos están los positivos y los negativos al mismo tiempo y todo se cancela, ¿no? El, 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 porque al final es cero, ¿no? Todo. Es que me estoy yendo a las matemáticas acá. Eh, es que estoy tratando de visualizarlo, ¿no? Como dos fuerzas opuestas, pues, ¿no?
Vamos a
Dos
buscar,
fuerzas opuestas.
vamos a buscar que los matemáticos los haces encima de un papel.
No, claro, claro, pero más o menos, bueno, graficándolo, ¿no? Imagínate un diagrama de Venn, ¿no? Y están todas las cargas positivas y las cargas negativas, pero al final sabes de que estas fuerzas se van a cancelar porque la conciencia en sí es cero, es neutral, ¿no?
La conciencia es donde se cancelan ambas. El papel donde está escrita la fórmula. Eso es
Ujú,
la fórmula. Lo que sostiene la fórmula. Que yo, por lo cual, la fórmula no puede existir, sin lo cual la fórmula no puede existir.
mm,
La fórmula cambia, el papel no. Puedes escribir cualquier cosa en el papel sigue siendo el mismo. Entonces, matemática, física, química, historia, una novela, fantasía o lo que sea, ¿sí? Ficción, un dibujo bonito o uno feo, una obra de arte o una caricatura de un niño. El papel sigue siendo el papel. ¿Sí?
sí, pero yo lo estaba viendo más como estas cargas como, como energías, ¿no? Bueno, claro, es todo ilusorio, pero energéticamente al final de cuentas se cancelan, digo, ¿no? Ya,
Básicamente,
ya, ya.
paso de matemática que me estás dando.
No, no, no. Ya, ok. Mejor no voy a ir. No, es que ya, sí, es que mi mente está tratando de graficarlo y digo, ya, eso, ¿no? Como que hay estas cargas positivas y estas cargas negativas y al final se cancelan una a la otra y se vuelve todo vacío, cero. Sí, pero claro, sí. Es simplemente dualidad y la polaridad es parte de la dualidad.
Correcto.
Ok, ok, César. Entonces, no interesa lo que se te presente.
De manera,
Haces algo.
de manera práctica, puede que sí, pero hasta ahí. Si la fórmula matemática te ayuda de manera práctica, pues bien.
No, 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 no es tanto la fórmula, es simplemente como un gráfico en mi mente, ¿no? Que, o sea, es un gráfico que he creado en mi mente. Eh, otra cosa que te iba a preguntar era que lo que me doy cuenta es de que todo lo que la mente crea realmente es inerte, ¿no? Es vacío. Pero es la conciencia que le da vida a esto también, ¿no?
Porque la conciencia es todo lo demás puede ser. Si nada puede existir sin la presencia de la conciencia. Si no hay conciencia, no existe nada.
Ujú. Entonces, lo que, lo que me viene a la mente es de que esto en realidad, como es inerte, es vacío, ya está, esto ya está muerto, ¿no? Esto no tiene vida sin el ser.
Correcto. La vida que todo tiene deriva de la vida del ser. que lo único que realmente está vivo, lo único que realmente es.
Entonces, César, cuando le prestamos atención a a las cosas del mundo, es realmente es prestarle atención a lo que está muerto realmente, ¿no?
Si lo ves como separado, sí.
No, claro, exacto. Si lo ves como separado, sí. Bueno, pero si veo el mundo es porque estoy separado.
Si ves el mundo, es porque ves como ego,
Mm,
porque lo ves como otro.
claro. Pero en realidad todo está vivo.
No, así parece.
No, o sea, porque estas formas, por ejemplo, realmente no existen en sí, ¿no? Pero en realidad son vida misma. Abajo de esos, o sea, no, la sustancia de eso es la vida, ¿no? Es que lo hago así
No te burbujees. Esa es la-
no, es que lo veo porque a veces es muy evidente, ¿no? Que esto es vacío, ¿no? Pero ese vacío es como un vacío vivo, no es vacío en realidad, es un espíritu vivo.
la conciencia es lo único que no es inerte, todo lo demás es inerte. Es decir, que la vida
Mm,
que tiene deriva de la vida de la conciencia, de la vitalidad de la conciencia.
sí, exacto. Entonces realmente todo está vivo. Si lo ves como desde la conciencia, todo está vivo, ¿no? Pero desde el ego todo está muerto, o sea, ves el mundo y es la muerte misma.
Dice, no ves nada sin la conciencia.
Mm, mm, sí, ok. Gracias, César.
Gracias por la clase de matemática y
En un tiempo fui profesora de matemáticas, a nivel universitario, ¿sabes? Se me han quedado varias cosas. Ujú. Ok, César, muchas gracias.
Ok.
Hola César, ¿me escuchas? Hola, ¿se me escucha?
Te oigo.
Sí, ahorita no puedo poner la cámara, César, perdón. Em, es que he vuelto a escuchar lo que hablamos en la tarde y dijiste algo, dijiste, cuando se niega todo lo anterior y se sabe que uno es conciencia, ahí dijiste, ahí uno sabe, desde ahí, pero cuando no estoy, o sea, cuando no sé no sé cómo explicarlo. Es como que desde ahí yo sé que soy todo. Eso es lo que dijiste.
Correcto.
Pero cuando no lo sé, es como que cuando no lo sé, igual lo soy, pero no lo sé.
No,
Algo así.
crees que eres solo un individuo, que solo eres este cuerpo, que estás limitada a un solo nombre y a una sola forma en particular.
Claro. Y ahora que pensaba en esto que hablamos en la tarde, eh, porque es como que se va rumiando, algo así, ¿no? Eh, Me venía un poco de esto de, es como que un momento justo antes de identificarme, me doy cuenta que está pasando una cantidad de cosas en la mente. Me doy cuenta. Y me sorprendió ahora porque creo que uno de alguna manera siempre lo ve, pero se va con eso. Es como que se identifica por completo, ¿no? Y se va cuesta abajo, algo así. Pero hubo un momentito antes, justo antes de identificarme, que digo, ya me iba a identificar y justo me di cuenta. Claro, no me pasa siempre. Normalmente meto la pata y después me doy cuenta, pero fue un poco gracias a lo que hablamos en la tarde y también a algo que estuve hablando ayer con alguien. Y, y bueno, tiene que ver con esto de estar plenamente atento, ¿no?
Correcto. Hay que estar muy atento a uno mismo,
Mm.
siendo uno mismo.
Sí, y en la mañana te hablaba sobre el Bhagavad Gita porque me impresionó mucho eh, lo práctico que resulta para la vida diaria, no sé. Cuando escuché que entendí, creo, no sé si lo estoy interpretando mal, pero entendí que Arjuna tira las armas ¿no? Es como yo no voy a hacer esto, como una actitud tamásica, ¿sí?
Correcto. Correcto.
Sí, me daba cuenta,
Esto lo lleva a la acción desinteresada. El
¿cómo
trabajo
no entendí eso?
lo lleva a la acción desinteresada. Entrar en la batalla es una acción desinteresada. Si tú haz lo que tienes que hacer, de las consecuencias me encargo yo.
Pero no entendí cómo lo dijiste. ¿Lo tamásico lo llevó a la acción desinteresada?
Perdón, de lo tamásico lo llevó a la mente pura.
Ah,
Acción desinteresada. Tú haz lo que tienes que hacer. Las consecuencias, el resultado no está en tus manos. El resultado
sí,
me encargo yo. Y ya el resultado lo decidí yo, ya están muertos. Tú haz lo que tienes que hacer y punto.
sí.
Que esa es mi voluntad.
Ujú. Sí, me sirvió mucho eso porque ahora antes de empezar el trabajo, me estaba pasando una situación parecida y me estaba identificando un poco con esa actitud tamásica. Y escuchaba que Baba decía sobre eso, que es como una manera de facilitarse llegar a la meta, como encontrar atajos o como, como, como lo que hizo Ayuna, decir no me importa nada, algo así, y actuar desde ahí un poco como con desidia, con apatía, algo así, ¿no?
No, es no actuar.
No actuar. Claro, y eso es apatía.
Esta característica mental solo sirve para el descanso.
Sí, sí, ahora me estoy dando cuenta que ha sido como una constante y no me había dado cuenta. Recién lo vi ahora cuando escuché esto de ayuno.
Así estaba Rama también. Y Vasista lo sacó de ahí y lo llevó a la mente pura.
Pero no es porque fuera una cosa que, o sea, es que a veces me pregunto qué hace que uno tenga esa actitud, esa tendencia tamásica, eh, no sé, algo de aquí, de otros capítulos, como a veces dices, o solo son tendencias nada más.
No es personal, no es un problema personal. Las improntas, sí, las tendencias,
Mm.
producen un desequilibrio en las tres características mentales.
Sí, de repente no tiene que ver y tal vez no viene al caso, pero eh, puede ser que después de un trauma fuerte que se ha vivido en la infancia se despierte algo así. No sé, porque veo que es algo que no estaba antes y de pronto empezó a aparecer.
No importa.
No importa.
No, te estás yendo estás yendo hacia el lado opuesto.
Mm,
El interés está en las características mentales y no en el yo a quien
mm,
aparentemente pertenecen.
ya, no hay que buscarle explicación.
No, no hay que buscarle ninguna quinta pata al gato.
Ya,
Eso es interés de la mente por la mente.
ujú.
Inclusive la mente pura hay que dejarla a un lado.
Cuando dices eso, quieres decir no identificarse con la mente pura.
Con nada.
Porque a veces he notado que cuando te he hablado, a veces te he hablado no sé, desde, no sé cómo decirlo, desde la alegría de haber comprendido algo y es muy fácil y de alguna manera muy sutil no identificarse con eso. O sea, mm, uno comprende algo y es como que uno dice, ah, yo comprendí algo así.
La comprensión puede que esté, lo que no está es el que comprende.
Mm, mm,
Es identificación con lo que se comprende o con la comprensión, ¿sí? Igual que el conocimiento de ser conciencia, no hay nadie que lo tenga.
ujú, mm, mm. Me quedo con eso.
Ok.
Gracias, César.
Hola.
Ajá.
Soy Isa.
Hi,
How are you?
I'm good.
Good. Terry and I took a walk yesterday and we were talking about one of the gunas. So, I mean, I understand a little bit of the gunas, like the sattva, rajas, and tamas. And we were talking about tamasic energy, and he was explaining because I mean I've looked at it and I've read all about it, but I was curious what your thoughts are because I've been working with a few people who have a lot of tamasic energy and they can't leave their house. And I didn't like really classify it as that. And Terry said, well, energy where they don't have the ability to leave their house. So could you maybe clarify to me that about tamasic energy? Because sometimes, like, is it laziness or just heaviness?
Laziness,
Why sometimes we get stuck and why people get heavy?
laziness, heaviness, apathy, depression, uh, indolence, right? Confusion, right?
Mm,
That mind is stupid. You talk to the person cannot understand a thing when you explain something, huh? Nothing goes through.
mm,
This characteristic of the mind is useful for the rest, for the body to rest. If it is if it is not balanced, then it produces even depression, right?
mm-hmm.
Sense of being worthless, uh, all that stuff.
Yes.
The active mind or the rajasic mind is an activity based on the expectation of the enjoyment of the consequences of the action. I do this to get that, right?
Yes.
Tamasic, bagger all that. See, I'm not going anywhere. So, selfish mind, active mind, rajasic mind is selfish mind, basically. Sattvic mind is unselfish mind. It's the action for the sake of it. No expectation for the result of the
Without
action.
being reward.
Yes.
Mm.
The active mind is good for the survival of the body. You go for whatever you need, right? You need, it's all of them are based in body identity. All of them, even the pure mind. So I have to go out there to get something to eat. See, to get something to protect myself from the environment, clothes, shelter, medicine, whatever it is. When it goes too far, then it's for the satisfaction of pleasures, desires, right? And then again, imbalance, right? The mind is not balanced, right? Either too much or too little. And the pure mind, rarely somebody stops there. They go from tamasic to rajasic, see, from apathy to activity.
I kind of feel it feels a bit chaotic.
Yes.
Our society lives in that kind of space, like busy and then burnt out, and then busy and then burnt out.
Yeah, there are some characters called the Rakshasas, I think, the demons. And the particularity of these demons is that for 6 months, they sleep. And when they wake up, indulge in sensory perception, right?
Mm.
And on the other hand, then you have the rishis, the pure mind, right? Social working orientated, right? And you have the sages who transcended already the 3 characteristics of the mind. They are called the gunatitas. Chituriyatit, gunatit.
Okay.
The activities of the sage are just based on past momentum, right? The so-called pradabadha karma, karma that has to be experienced in this life. So it has no motivation in this life. There's no willpower from this life that motivates the action. It's just... So he doesn't identify himself as a body. Right? He just remains as what he actually or really is, a mere witness. So,
Wouldn't they reside in the Tattvic mind though?
no, they are gone. They are beyond sattvic mind. At the sage, you cannot even say that he's experiencing karma because there is no karma for the self. The sage knows that he is the self. So neither karma nor dharma nor anything is attributed to him. It's not related with any of that stuff.
So whatever happens, he's just in the that just is.
Yes. And for him, it just is the totality of manifestation, not only his body. Right? He doesn't see his body as an isolated individual activity, but as the totality of the activity, and the totality of the activity is within himself. He knows that it is nothing separate from him. If there is no body identity, the knowledge, the idea of separate individual movement, right? Activity, action is gone. Because the illusion is one movement. The idea of multiple individuals moving on their own is due to body identity. Say, I am this individual, I am doing this all by myself, an individual movement, action, right? And then from that point of view, I see multiple individuals performing individual actions too, whether it is a human, animal, vegetable or mineral, atomic, subatomic, whatever it is. It's several things doing their own stuff, right? When the body identity is gone and the sense of individuality is gone, you see that you see all this as one unitary movement, see, one mass of illusion, if you wish. And there is no chance that you can see it as different from you, separate from you. Therefore, it is also you. You means consciousness. See, consciousness alone is. Right? All is consciousness. Everything is the self. The self alone is. That's non-duality. Right? What Advaita, not true.
It's been really interesting because this week I did a favor for a friend who does support work with an organization here in Australia. And I helped her with a few of the customers doing treatment, so skincare and massage. And talking to these people, it gave me more of a realization of a few things, but how people can be really attached to a previous body they had. So there was this one lady who she can't leave her house because she's not who she was. And now she's afraid of everyone because she thinks everyone's out to get her. So it's just a fascinating thing to witness.
She was never who she was.
And I actually tried to share that with her because she's so sensitive to people now. She just has this fear.
Past impressions.
Mm.
And then there is a tendency, the predisposition of not going anywhere. Even when people speak about previous lives, it's an identity with an infinitesimal part of the totality of the collective human memory. Only the human memory.
Yeah.
As consciousness, one is never born. So birth, growth, decay, death, karma, destiny, free will, right? Bondage, search for liberation, and liberation has nothing to do with oneself in reality. Therefore, all that is an illusion.
So we complicate the situation with all the...
Everything. Mind complicates everything. It's all thought. I am the body, I am the doer, I am enjoying the consequences. I was born, I'm growing, I'm going to decay, I'm going to die, I'm going to reincarnate, and I have
Fascinating stories, though.
free will. All that mental activity, more than the physical activity, is what is called samsara. or
Mhm.
karma. Karma means action. And the body doesn't say I am doing or I am the doer or I am performing the action. The self doesn't say so neither. So who is saying so? I. Therefore, mind, thought is karma and samsara and destiny. And the rest of it is your thought, your free will and bondage and liberation and seeking and all that is your thought. In deep sleep, what is all that? All gone except myself. As I am. And I am that now. See? It is the same now. I exist in the awakened state. I exist in deep sleep. I exist in the dream state as myself, see, as consciousness, or the self, or awareness, or the absolute, or whatever you like to call it. I need to know that now in the awakened state, which is easier than in deep sleep, where myself is completely covered, veiled by the mind in an ignorant state, see, total darkness. Hmm? So in the awakened state, it's easy to know that I am that always.
Mhm.
Neither in the body nor it has a body, right? People say it is free. Free from what? It's not even free. Free. It's like to say that the ceramic is free from the cup, right? How can it free, how can it free from what if there is no cup, right? If it is only the ceramic, so the ceramic has to free itself from what?
I actually thought of I think you gave an analogy once. I went to the ocean today for a swim and I was watching the waves, and that the wave doesn't know it's separate from the ocean because it's not separate from the ocean. It's just all the ocean. And
Yeah.
that's us in the ocean of this Brahman, or however you say.
No, yeah, no, you
I
went
was thinking of that.
you got wiped out.
I try to remember things. And I'm looking at all the people like getting slammed by the waves, and it's like, well, we're all just part of the ocean. We are the ocean.
There is no we. See, there is
Oh, it's just ocean.
yes, exactly, exactly.
Too many words, ocean.
It is a conglomeration of I, conglomerate, see, multiple me's. One, right? It appears to be so. That's the power of delusion, right?
Yeah.
The idea of multiplicity comes with the idea of individuality together, right? And they disappear together. This is why they individually free from the others, right? I mean, if it's not thinking about the others, right? When it has no object in his mind, right? He can't survive because they appear together, disappear together, right? There must be I for there to be you, he, she, it. See, there must be one for there to be 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? And this one is only a thought. Body. See, I am the body. This I is a thought. I am the body. Right? And this thought appears, then the other one and the other one and this and that and that. This I remains single, right? Alone. By its own weight, right? It sinks in the self, right? One's own self. See, we had its source. We are that from where that thought emerges, right? It emerges from consciousness. As consciousness, there is not even idea of non-duality or unity, all that. All this is also thought.
Mm.
Even the idea of non-duality is gone when the mind is gone. To speak about non-duality, you need the counterpart, duality. To speak about unity, you need the counterpart, the counter thought, the counter concept, see? Separation. When the mind is gone, all that is gone. And that is the state where no thought arises, see? Neither this nor the other. Including duality or non-duality. You don't even know what that even means when the mind is gone. All these are concepts developed for the mind of the ignorant, right? There needs a counterpart, right? Because the seeker thinks in terms of duality, in terms of dyads, opposite, pair of opposites, right? If it is an illusion, then what is real? See, he will ask about reality, right? So if this is form, then what is formless, right? If this came from somewhere, what is that somewhere? He always thinks about this and that, this and that. I feel separate, right? How can I reunite myself? It goes to the counter thought, right?
I have sort of I don't want to judge what I'm going to ask you, but I was just curious I hope this isn't too much to ask you, but I was curious when somebody takes their own life, like they would have been in a tamasic space, but then it became too overwhelming, and then the rajasic came, and that's how they took action. Because in some philosophies,
all these negative thoughts
what's that?
All the negative thoughts come from that state.
Right. Because in some philosophies are like, oh, if you take your life in this life, you have to relive like the same karma in your next life. But if there's really no next, like it's such an interesting thing to comprehend, because people will end this because it's too painful to be in this, because they don't have the knowledge that it's not really that.
That is to help the seeker to develop the desire for liberation. He thinks that he's born.
Right.
Then he realized the misery of life. And who wants to do this again? Not a chance. Right? Again, to go to birth and poof, again and grows and oh, mamma mia. Who wants to do that? I don't want to do that. Back at that. I want a one-way ticket back home. All that is because I am an individual, right? When I realized I am the self, I was I thinking that about birth and death and this and that and the other, right? All
A
this,
lot of things are created to make people feel more comfortable.
even the theory of heaven and hell, okay, all these fears are just to keep the mind of humans a little bit, in balance, a little bit of,
Controlled.
yeah. In Hinduism, there is heaven and hell, but they are not permanent places. Even those places are impermanent. In Christianity,
Okay, wow.
Christianity, there are permanent places. Hinduism, no. You may go, even if you go to hell, you go
That's right.
fine. Again, go to sleep. Where is heaven and hell and this and that is gone because it's all they are, even if they exist in the mind. So they are mental states. They are imagined by the mind. See, they're all these are fairy tales for immature seekers. It's like a child. It's not mature. So you tell them. So see, all the teachings were developed for the level of maturity of the seeker. Because not everybody can swallow this truth. Tell somebody that God doesn't exist, or tell somebody that He is God. See, He will send you to hell, right?
Yes. Gotta be careful. People are very, they take ownership of their religion.
Yes, exactly. And then there is no God. You're going to hell. Or you tell them, I am God. You're going to hell. That's a sacrilege. How can you say you're God? Right?
Mm.
And in the very Bible, the name of God is I am.
Isn't that like the first something in the Bible? Like the
Yeah.
sound was, and the sound was, yeah, I am. I can't say it properly, but yeah.
I'm
So
that,
it's right there.
at the beginning, I am. See, I am that I am.
Mm.
Actually, it means I am, I am. See,
I am like,
I am, I am. Right? When you lose your identity, what do you say? I am. What? I am. See, I am, I am. Right? That is written in Ramana's text, the translations in English, actually, as I, see? Or I
oh,
am, I, right? Because it's I. So who is the witness of the awakening state? I or I am, right? Who is the witness of the dream state? I or I am the witness, right? I am. And what is this I am? Is I am, right? Also means how can I can only be it, right? To know it is to be it. But as I am, I don't know what I am. I just know that I am. Because as I am, I cannot see myself or know myself objectively. See? I only can be myself. I am formless, therefore I am invisible to myself.
Is that your animal?
Yes, the cat. Because he's trying to take the cover from the sofa that he's scratching and spoiling it. Then he tries to bite me and scratch me not to let him not do what he's doing. It's quite naughty. He's unbearably terrible and lovable at the same time. He's quite a character. Yeah, because we didn't castrate him. So he's quite wild. When he comes and attacks you and jumps on you and bites you, right?
Oh.
But it's just playful. It doesn't mean to hurt you. That's what they do among the. See, I was reading about cats. They just see they see you as another cat. They don't see you as a human.
But you're a human that feeds it, so you're another cat that feeds it. So it likes you. They're fed, we were watching something about cats, and I didn't realize they smack. Like you see them smack other cats or smack dogs, and it's quite aggressive.
They'll smack you too.
Smack.
Hey, mister. Yes, you. Hey, come on. You're gonna spoil everything. You're gonna fight? Come. No, where were we? I am I.
I am. Like the cat doesn't know that it is or isn't. It just is.
Yeah, well, he knows. He doesn't think he's a cat, but the ego is there. Body identity is there. The ego is in every species.
Mm.
It is the same consciousness. That's for sure. It's another form, right? And then when there is association with that form, then consciousness appears to be an individual, appears to be limited to a particular individual form, right? It's like when the moon reflects itself in a bucket, right, of water. It seems to be the bucket, right? It seems that it is limited to that form, right?
Ah.
If you have, I don't know, 10,000 buckets of water, midnight, full moon, clear sky, you will see how many thousands of moons there.
10,000.
Moons are there. Oh, 8,000. There is only one, right?
Reflecting in the buckets of water.
The buckets. Take the bucket, the body, right? And the moon, the third eye. The mind is a reflection of the light of the self. It's not light. Light means consciousness, not light as such. Without light, you cannot see. Without consciousness, nothing can be, right? This is why it's called individual consciousness, right? I am an individual self, therefore there is an individual consciousness here. The consciousness is individual, right? I am conscious, right? Individual consciousness, individual self, right? Separate individual existence. That's what the ego is, right? And that is only a thought, isn't it? I am the body. I have my own consciousness. I am an individual self that possesses individual consciousness, individual will, and all that. This is all thought. It's amazing. See, if you really inquire, it's amazing. Inquiry is fascinating. If it is done properly, it's fascinating, right? You remain
And
as,
that's probably
you remain as a seer, right? The seer of the thought, which is also a thought, because it is me that sees outside and inside, right? It sees the material objects and the thoughts, right? But if you see that I automatically keeps quiet, and then it disappears.
I notice when I do the inquiry, there's nothing, but then my mind tries to start making stuff up. So it starts going, so I'll go, I'll
Nothing,
ask or inquire,
no,
and then it starts babbling on.
still the seer is there and sees nothing, right?
Yeah.
So the self is nothing means it's not a thing. And at the beginning, it's like an object. Yeah, it's there, right? But it's still, it's not fully clear that it is, that is me. That is this is what I am. So still I am there as an individual, and that is the object of my experience, right?
Mhm.
So first, as an object, because it reveals itself, but apparently to me, right? Hold on, but it cannot be an object because it has no form, right? And because you think you're looking at it, while looking at it, you disappear in it. And then you remain as it, right? So first, it is perceived as an object, then as empty or emptiness, right? And eventually as it is, as I. Beyond that, right? What is that? That. That's another word that it is used to me to say that I can't say. What is that? That. How is it as it is? Right? Because I can't tell anything. How will you describe yourself? Don't know. I don't know myself. I am myself. See? I am I. But how am I? I really don't know. I can't tell this. So from that knowledge of yourself, you know that yourself, the self, it has no name, no form, no characteristics, no attributes, right? And it is permanent, changeable, unaffected, right? The source, substratum, witness, and place of dissolution of all, right? That I am.
I like that, as it is. If someone's like, how is it? As it is. You
No,
don't have to make something up.
no.
Thank you. That was wonderful.
No, well, this is why it takes a while for us to see for that the conviction of it of being that to be established, because the mind has a tendency to bounce back, right? Then you play with it, right? Can't help it, right?
Like a cat.
No, you refer yourself as the body, knowing that you are not the body, right? When you say I, you mean for other people, but otherwise you will end in a mental hospital. See? Society will lock you in. Who are you? I don't know. What do you mean you don't know? I don't. See, you will end with straitjacket full of medication. Or the family or the friends, and you don't feel even like talking. Like, why shall I spoil it? Why shall I cover my reality with thoughts and words and unnecessary? Oh, Jesus.
Because that's what I'm noticing is happening here in Australia. Everyone's being labeled with something. Like everyone I meet has ADHD and autism now. Everyone. They're like, oh, I just got diagnosed. I'm like, what? Why? Like they haven't changed. They're still the functional human, but now they wear this diagnosis.
Yeah, there is a lot of that now, especially the so-called functional autism.
Yeah. Yep. Neurodivergence, I think, is the term they use here.
Well, we need those guys. These guys are super clever. They're geniuses in a way.
Super clever.
If you leave them alone, doing what they feel like doing, they're just extraordinary. You have to learn how to deal with it because it's not easy. Okay. I know it from my own experience, right? I have people that are dear and near to me that have these conditions and It's a fascinating phenomenon.
It is, definitely.
And so many spectrums are there. So it's like there are similarities and some kind of variety. It's a very complex thing.
Hmm.
They can't recognize facial expressions, so they can't process things as fast as other people, right?
Right. So they couldn't read a room, like they couldn't read if you were upset or happy.
Happy or whatever. See, and you say something and it goes interpreted in the brain tells you something else, right? So it's a completely different world they live in. Some of them uh, hypersensitivity, right?
Yes.
Sunlight, they have to wear glasses or they have to wear earbuds, okay, because they
Yes.
freak out, right? Smells,
Too much sound. Yeah.
they get overwhelmed. And when it is too many, the brain just pop and they go through breakdowns and meltdowns that okay, I'll talk to you tomorrow and tomorrow. So they will eventually on their own time. They change from one subject to the other. They cut you off in the middle of a conversation because they can't help it. They don't mean to. They tend to be. They seem to be rude or sarcastic, right? They don't mean any of that. Some of them are mono-expressive. It's like they are happy inside, but they don't show it up outside. It doesn't like yes. Fascinating. It's fascinating. If you see it, I don't know, from a neutral position, right? Without judgment. Oh, it's very wow. Look at that. They can sit in a computer and crack a code, right?
Oh, totally. Yes.
So when you look behind at the kitchen, it's a complete mess. They don't even know where they left the socks or it's chaotic.
But their mind is, they can
Yeah, they are nice people. They
figure out.
just that, yeah. And if you don't know how to deal with them, forget about it. That's gonna be a chaos.
So you've had a few people you've worked with that?
Well, people to me.
Most people. We're all there. I mean, I think everyone's sort of on that rainbow.
So yeah, okay, there is one person left en español. A ver,
Thank you.
César,
welcome. Dígame.
perdona que es tardísimo, apenas se durmió mi gendarme. Sí, es muy tarde ya, te pregunto mañana.
A lo mejor la respuesta es sí o no.
Ah, César, ayer te hice una pregunta y realmente me respondiste frunciste el ceño y me dijiste no.
Sí, pero no me acuerdo qué fue.
Y eso, mm, te estaba preguntando acerca de una supuesta empatía que surgía de situaciones que estaban sucediendo mm, negativas en el mundo. Y tu respuesta fue muy, muy clara, pero sí, no, solo frunciste el ceño y así. Y lo que te quería comentar fue que me dijiste al final, ¿y por qué no indagas diligentemente y ya? Y así fue. Em, pero me quedaba como esta sensación de repente aparecía como de que, y eso que, entonces, ¿dónde es la verdadera compasión o la verdadera? Y estaba paseando con mi hija, estábamos en un parquecito y vi uno de estos bichitos negros que están en los parques y llegó una comprensión impresionante que te quería decir por si es otro engaño o algo, claridad, claridad. El tener, el ver entiendo que lo que me decías era que era ego porque sentir como pena por los otros es verlo como cuerpo al otro porque yo me veo como cuerpo. Y tu cara,
La verdadera compasión no el otro se experimenta como uno mismo.
exacto. Pero si yo veo al otro víctima, sujeto a que adversidades le pueden atacar, es porque le veo como un cuerpo, porque yo me creo un cuerpo. Es así,
No, pero es que eres
¿no?
todos los cuerpos, eres todas las formas y los sin forma. No eres solamente una forma en particular, eres los sin forma y toda la forma. No hay cosa que tú no seas. De ese conocimiento viene la verdadera compasión.
Eso es lo que te he querido preguntar, César. Porque después de negación, de la hace ayer y hoy un ratito te preguntó algo similar, Esperanza. Pero después de la negación de lo que no soy, hasta dónde soy es,
¿Hasta
es que
dónde
no sé cómo decirlo.
no soy?
Absoluto, eso es lo que quiere decir.
Eres todo.
Hubo una vez que me dijiste algo que he tratado de recordar y no he podido, pero me suena. Dijiste algo parecido como, no sé lo que hago y lo que soy, algo así, no me puedo acordar. No sé hasta, no, no te puedo citar, no te puedo citar. Pero sí es eso que estás diciéndome. Sí, era lo que le estabas diciendo a mm, Shani. Ujú, es lo mismo.
Ok,
Gracias, César.
nos vemos. Nos vemos
Gracias.
más.